I see you there, stranger. You tell that upstart wench that Artiga isn't budging till he gets his goats back. And you best get away before I start dropping rocks on your head.
Understood. The stranger walks back down the stairs and finds a clear spot. He draws his sword and begins pulling it through the ground in a wide circle.
I see, stranger. Fair enough.
I make a draw a circle move, as the stranger is directly challenging Artiga to a fight. With a 6, plus 1 heart, I get a 7 on the action dice. Compared to a 9 and a 3, it is a weak hit. The stranger's momentum is maxed, and he decides to take initiative, instead of attempting a boast.
Are you sure you want to do this, stranger? You could get really hurt.
So could you.
True, but I wouldn't bet on it.
I haven't any money to bet anyway.
Yeah. Same. Shall we?
The fight begins with a strike, and it is a strong hit. Not surprising considering the stranger has plus 3 to his iron. Artiga is a dangerous foe, and takes 2 harm. The stranger retains the initiative. Artiga fights with a large battle axe, and brings it up for a swing. The stranger doesn't even let him bring it down, and gives him a solid cut on his arm instead. Artiga doesn't finish the strike as he flinches in pain. I make another strike roll, but this time, with only a 2 on the action die, plus 3, it isn't enough to score anything more than a weak hit against a 6 and 3 on the challenge dice. I mark 2 more harm for Artiga, bringing him up to 4 harm total. But the stranger loses the initiative. The stranger leaps to the side from another slow attack. He manages to bring the pommel of his sword down on Artiga's back, after he overextends himself. But that brings the stranger too close to the larger man, who is able to swing the butt of his axe up at the stranger. I make a clash roll again, with plus 3 iron. With a 4 on the action die, it is just shy one of a strong hit. Instead, against a 7 and 5, it is a weak hit. The stranger inflicts 2 harm on Artiga, bringing him up to 6 harm, but he too now must make an endure harm roll. I make an endure harm roll, and get a weak hit. The stranger takes 2 harm, and his harm level goes from plus 5 to plus 3. The butt of the axe hits stranger across the face, stunning him for a moment, and gives Artiga enough time to put distance between him. The stranger swings wildly while he recovers his senses, to keep Artiga at bay, slashing Artiga with the flat of his sword. The world comes back into focus to see Artiga thrusting his axe forward, a sharp spike at the top heading towards the stranger's chest. I make another clash roll for the stranger. I roll a 1 on the action dice, and even with plus 3 iron, it isn't enough for the strong hit the stranger needs to capture back the initiative. He inflicts 2 harm on Artiga again, but also needs to roll endure harm, once more. I roll the action die and get a 1 and add plus 3 to it, to get a 4. It beats the 2, but not a 9, and it is another weak hit. I take 2 harm, and still can't gain the initiative. Stranger manages to parry the axe with his sword, but Artiga catches the blade. He pulls back with all his weight, nearly jerking the stranger's arm out his socket. Artiga is in bad shape, but the stranger is also staggering. Neither has the upper hand. I roll another clash, and get another 1 on the action die. Even with plus 3 iron, it isn't enough to beat either the 6 or 10 challenge dice. I am heading towards a clear miss. I decide now is the time to burn my momentum, which has stayed at plus 10 this entire fight. I reset it to plus 2 and turn the outcome it into a strong hit. I activate my Swordmaster asset, and give Artiga plus 2 harm, and take a plus 1 on my next action. Artiga is at 10 harm now and the stranger has the initiative. I decided to make an end the fight roll, since Artiga is at plus 10 harm, and the stranger has the initiative. I roll a 10 and 1, but have a plus 1 from Swordmaster, and that gives me a plus 11. That makes it a strong hit, and that means I can now end the fight and have succeeded in drawing the circle. A moment of clarity fills the stranger's senses, and he has a vision of death from the axe being raised above Artiga's head. He snarls at it, and simply brings his sword up to block what would have been a killing blow. Artiga's axe shakes his arm, but he has endured such savage attacks before, and the stranger smoothly slides the sword past Artiga's defenses, and uses it as a lever to knock the axe to the ground, and send a strike with his pommel into Artiga's face. Artiga goes down. Surrender the church and its weapons.
Whatever. You got lucky. I almost had you. But these old bones ain't what they used to be.
Alright. Fine. Do you surrender anyway?
Fine. Don't look like I got much choice. Here comes your town guard now.